cabbage all shredded up here, nice and thin. You can see beautiful, thinly sliced cabbage. And that is half of a medium cabbage that I sliced up. The very first thing I like doing is I have some sea salt, and I'm just going to go in with that sea salt at this point here, and I'm going to give it a little mix. And what that does, and it will take a few minutes, so we'll give it about 10 minutes to really activate and do its thing. But what that's going to do is sometimes cabbage can have a bitter aftertaste. What I find adding the salt here does, it pulls the moisture out of the cabbage, taking away some of that bitter sort of aftertaste, and additionally it leaves the cabbage by pulling out all of that, well, not all, but most of the moisture. What it does, it makes for a more crunchy cabbage. I've got a carrot shredded, well, grated, a grated carrot, 2 stalks of celery grated, a thinly sliced small red onion that's going to give it some crunch, and I find the celery gives it a lovely flavor. And I've got here 1 apple that's been julienne, so pretty much cut into like little matchsticks, and that's going to give it a nice fruity taste to everything. I've got fresh ground black pepper going in there, a good dose of that fresh ground black pepper. Then we're going to add the shredded carrot to the mix, the shredded celery, and if you don't have shredded celery, later on when we make this sort of sauce that's going to combine and bring everything together, you can put some celery salt if you want. I'm fresh out of celery salt, so that's why I'm not rocking it today. All of that lovely apple, get in there, buddy, and the thinly sliced onion. Yeah, I know some of you like using real mayonnaise. I much prefer, and I'm not affiliated with any of the brands that you're seeing here, but you see the tangy sort of sweetness of a Miracle Whip? Yeah, man, I just love that one. So I've got that Miracle Whip in there, so that's 1 cup of that. I'm gonna go in with some dry mustard, and that's gonna give it that sort of kick that I enjoy, my family enjoy. I've got some Dijon mustard. So I want a nice heaping teaspoon of that Dijon mustard in there. We're gonna add some granulated sugar. Just pinch of salt, because remember we already salted the cabbage. I'm gonna go in with some fresh ground black pepper. And the final thing I like going in there with is a bit of red wine vinegar. Any vinegar will work. Alternatively, you can use fresh lemon juice if you want. And then all you would do is give that a mix to combine everything. Then you're gonna hit it to taste and adjust it. You want a sort of a sweet, tangy sort of flavor. You're gonna give that a good mix, and all you want to do after you've given this a good mix is to pour it directly into the bowl here. Give that a mix, and voila. I mean to say, it is that simple. Now the other thing I must mention, from time to time, I like playing around with this. So sometimes instead of the sugar, I may add maple syrup, I may add honey, any sort of sweetener, just to bring out a bit of sweetness to it. But with the honey, sometimes you get the floral notes of whatever flower the honey was feeding on. Same with you need good maple syrup though, not that, yo, Auntie Jemima, sugar water, anyhow. Scrape all of that down in there, like so. And then you're gonna go in with a couple spoons, or maybe you have some salad spoons or any sort of salad forks and stuff like that. And all you would do is just work that in. I remember earlier I mentioned about the celery seeds. Celery seeds gives it a lovely flavor as well too, and a nice little crunch. At the end of the day, it's all about texture and flavor and all that kind of niceness, yeah? So all you would do now is, once you're finished giving this a thorough mix, and you notice it's not overly heavy, it's not overly saturated with the sort of, well, it's not mayonnaise, it's Miracle Whip sauce that we created there. And again, I'm not affiliated with any of those brands you saw me use here today, but it would be nice if they would jump on board and become a sponsor. Eh? Sup, soldiers? Listen, if you enjoy this recipe, I'd really appreciate it if you hit subscribe and click that bell notification thing. If you've made the recipe, take a picture and send it to me. Email address down here. I mean, trying to tell people the email address, them butts will take the address and do all kind of thing with it. And tag me on Instagram at Caribbean Pot. I really appreciate you guys, and thanks for being in my kitchen with me today. Irie? Chrissy at CaribbeanPot.com. Always a pleasure having you guys in the kitchen with me. Uncle Chris's idea of coleslaw. You can personalize this in so many ways. Hit it a little taste for salt and adjust the salt at the end here. Stick it in the fridge, let it chill. Remember, it is summertime. If you're doing this for the backyard barbecue and to go to the park and all that, keep it chill because you're trying to get sick this rungs. Anyhow, I'm going to make a nice little pilau. A spicy chicken pilau, and the sweetness, the texture, the apple, oh gosh, all kind of niceness in here is just gonna balance off with that pilau. Irie? What's up, soldiers? Don't forget to click subscribe. If you've already clicked subscribe, hit that bell notification thing. I want to all you missing out on the new videos, man. Come on, click.